to John, by the way, last night as well, just before I went to bed, on here. So I thought you'd have been here by now. M0UH.
Break.
Go.
Mike 0 Oscar X-Ray Fox. Good afternoon. G6LRY and M0UHF. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, good afternoon, Clint. How the devil are you? Hope you're keeping well.
M0UHF. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Just in the middle of cutting the grass, and I realised it was 3:30, and I'm never usually available. So I just thought I'd switch on, and there were you, Chris, your dulcet tones, along with Jeff. So I just thought I'd drop in for 5 minutes to say hello. Back to you.
Well, that's very nice, Clint. Thank you for coming on board. I know you say you're not going to stop very long, but nice to talk to you always. So I don't know. I think Jeff, do you want to take it and act as net controller? Over.
No, we don't need a net controller. But afternoon, Clint. Yeah, called you Chris there. I just sent a text to John just to see where he is, because he said he was going to be on. He might be on in a minute. You never know. Yeah, I haven't got an awful lot to say, to be honest, anyway. And if there was a flow, then fair enough, keep it going or whatever. But no, I don't have an awful lot to say. I just thought I'd pop up here, and I actually thought I was about an hour or two late. And then I saw 3:15, and I thought, oh, okay, let's pop in the loft and we'll see what's occurring. M0UHF, round to you, Clint.
M0OXF with M0UHF and G6LRY. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Chris. I don't know how much power you guys are using, but Jeff, you're plus 30, and Chris, you're plus 50, I think. Not that the power meter on FM with this Yaesu Foxtrot Tango 991 Alpha can necessarily be believed on FM, but copying you both very well indeed. I was just about to say, I can't remember the last time I switched on the 991A, but actually I can. I think about a week ago, I don't know why, it just came to me that I needed to do some FT8, and I think I started at about midnight and let it run till about 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's the last time I use it. I don't use this rig very often. I'm not sure if you guys are aware actually, but maybe you are. There's a NOV on the RSGB website to use the Queen prefix secondary locator to commemorate the Queen's funeral, etc. I've applied for it, and it literally takes about 15 seconds. So if I get time between now and the end of Monday, I'll have a go with that again. It's the same secondary locator as they used for the coronation, but currently for the anniversary of the coronation, so a few months ago. But I didn't know if you guys were aware or not, but I will try and have a go with that, because it does generally tend to trigger a pile up in a way that nothing else can, unless you're running about 4 kilowatts. Yeah, other than that, as I said, I'm in the middle of cutting the grass. What a lovely day it is today. It's it's cool in the shade, but hot in the sun. And the grass has recovered really well, actually. It's really quite green again after only a sort of short spell of rain, having had very little for months, which is good. Anyway, I'll pass it around to you, Chris, G6LRY from M0OXF.
G6LRY and the group returning. Okay, right. Well, yeah, same problem this QTH. I've already cut the grass once, and it needs cutting again. The only problem is that the council haven't picked up the brown bins. They keep on saying they're going to pick them up, but they don't come round. So I won't have anywhere to put it, because they're both full, because I raked up all the dead leaves and all the rubbish. Still, not to worry. Yeah, okay on the NOV for using the Queen's secondary locator. I did have an email from RSGB, because I subscribed to their mail thingy, and I got that. So, well, the thing is, it would be nice to use, but I have a problem remembering my call sign. I've used G6LRY for so many years, that it just rolls off the tongue. I had thought many times about using G0JEK, which I would really love to, but every time I try to use it I keep forgetting it, and a secondary locator would be an absolute nightmare. I'd end up so tongue-tied I'd sound like a right idiot. Well, perhaps I am the village idiot, I don't know. I didn't audition for the job. Incidentally, Clint, you're 5'9 plus 20 with me, and I am running, let me have a look, I'm running 75%, so that's just under 75 watts. Everyone's very, very clear, and I think if I pass it on back to... Oh, Jeff, yes, I know what I was going to bring up this time. You remember I spoke to you about logging programs a while ago, and you made some suggestions? Well, my idea then was to use my Android tablet and my Windows computer together. Now, none of the programs, of course, will run on each other's systems, but I have found that I can use a logging program on Android and then use an emulator to run it on Windows. Well, I didn't really think that was very, very satisfactory. So what I've done, I've borrowed one of my other laptops. I've got an HP Envy, which runs Windows 11. And I'm going to use that in the Radio Shack as well. So I'm now looking for a Windows-only, halfway reasonable logging program, and I don't particularly want anything to do with contests, especially. But it would be nice to have a program that flags up whether you've worked at the station before, whether it recognises the call sign. I don't know if anything sort of springs to mind from either of you two gents, but I hope your knowledge, your superior knowledge, will provide some answers for me, because I spent absolutely ages on internet trying to find something suitable. Anyway, from G6LRY in the group, if you want to take it, Jeff, Mike 0UHF from G6LRY.
Okay, M0UHF returning in the group. Well, I'm using about 12 watts. So the meter's telling me anyway, right now, in front of my eyes. That's a proper calibrated meter. It's telling me that. This is medium power. I thought it'd be a bit more, actually. I thought it'd be about 25, but appears to be about 12 on 2 meters. I think high power is about 50, something like that. I did make a couple of notes in the end, but there were quite a few things that I wanted to reply about, actually. But I've forgotten on most of it. As far as the garden's concerned, I did that yesterday. So even trimmed the edge and dug up the soil and got it all decent. I even mowed half the council area next door in the open space. Got told off for that because of wasted electric, as you do. But that's just another story. The login program, I would probably, not that I've tried it, and you're saying specifically Windows, is actually WinLog. Although saying that, the program I told you about, I've forgotten it again, what was it called? One of them programs I gave you will work on anything. Any laptop, and it's like I say, with Introverts, it's only free on old radios. You can connect it to new radios, but you've got to pay a subscription for it. I use a program on my Mac, which I don't use very often, I have to say. I just wanted a decent program, and that was about £100, or just under. Tim, he has the same one. They are few and far between. I need to get this one working on my radio as well, because it's built into the radio, as I showed you or told you. But I need to change the battery in the actual DMU unit, because it's holding on the wrong date. And every time I set the date, it seems to disappear. Which I know that one does have a battery, but I spoke to Yaesu about it and they say that wouldn't affect it. Well, I think they're wrong, so I'm going to change it anyway. Half the settings are saved and comment. That was mentioned on the group's IO from Malcolm. So I did know about that from that, and I'm not worried about being a queen, so I'm all right there. I understand Nigel's a queen already, so round to you, Clint. M0UHF, and there are a few other things but I can't remember.
M0OXF returning with M0UHF and G6LOY. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Jeff. Yes. Yeah, well, I think Nigel has probably already taken out the NOV because, as I said to him a few weeks ago when I went round to see his new rig, that obviously for all the sort of 15,000 contacts he's made on FT8, if he inserts the Queen prefix for the secondary locator, then all those 14,000 QSOs, all they see is a new call sign, so they'll all want to work him again. So and he sort of thought, he said, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. So whenever there's an NOV going, I think Nigel now takes it. Yeah, I'm the same as Jeff, Chris. The only logging software I've used that's Windows compatible is WinLog, and I did use it. I think I put about 100 QSOs into it, but I'm too lazy. I couldn't be bothered, so I gave up with it. But it works very well. So WinLog, yeah, works no problem. I'm just too lazy to sit there typing every contact into a computer, but that's just me. So, but give it a try, Chris. Definitely recommend it. Nothing wrong with it at all, and it's free. So you can't lose, really. Gentlemen, I've got to go. So I'll just say thanks for the short chat, and I'll look forward to speaking with both of you again, or maybe seeing you at the next club meeting. But I've got to go and finish the garden, and then I've got about 1,000 other things to do. So it's been a pleasure as always. I wish you both 73. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And I'm going to go clear. So with that, I'll pass it back round to you, Chris. G6LOY from M0OXF.
G6LRY. Yeah, okay, Clint. Thanks very much. Best 73. And yeah, don't let the grass grow under your feet, mate. Right, okay, thanks for the mention of WinLog. I had looked at it.